Hey guys, how do you do? And today it is time to take a new chapter, seventh chapter of class 6 NCRT of that is urban administration. So we have learned the rural administration. So now I am taking this new chapter, urban administration. So the administration in both the rural and urban areas is greatly different, so that is why it is separately given here. So we know urban means city areas, so the administration in these urban areas. So we know a city is a much bigger than a village and more spread out. So when we compared with a city that of a village, a city has a lot of area that is much bigger than that of a village. A city has crowded markets, many buses and cars. Okay. In village areas there are certain local markets are there, small villages are there, but in city areas mostly there are crowded markets, big shopping complexes, malls, etc. And the water and electricity facilities, traffic controls and hospitals, um, buses, cars are also available in city areas. So we know mostly in rural areas they are the inappropriate, or they are not given any appropriate electricity facilities throughout the village areas, but in urban areas, throughout the areas mostly there are electricity facilities are there, and mostly traffic very busy in nature. So have you ever been wondered about how the administration of the city areas is responsible for, who is running all these, and how's the planning of the urban areas has been done, and who are the people who are planning these types of works and making these types of decisions in urban administration. So that's all we will study in this chapter. So first of all, we can see a picture, city's picture here, and some stories also here, and stories about the municipal corporation and cleaning activities. So we know the municipal corporation is responsible for ensuring that the diseases do not break out in the city. Okay, the cleaning the city is main responsibility of a municipal corporation. This municipal corporation also runs schools, hospitals and dispensaries, and makes gardens and maintains them. Okay, so we know in rural areas there are panchayat level administration is there, but in case of urban areas there are municipal corporation is taking care of the administration in urban area. It is here in this in an example it is saying that Pune is a big city, so here it is called a municipal corporation. Okay, in smaller town it is called a municipal council. So there are small towns and big cities are there. So for a small town it is called a municipal council, and for a big city it is called a municipal corporation. Okay, then we are going to study about the ward councillor and administrative staff. Okay, ward councillor and administrative staff. In section it is saying that municipal corporation has to make a lot of decisions as well as do a lot of work to keep the city clean. So the municipal corporation has the basic primary role in making the city clean. The decisions like where a park or a new hospital should go are usually made by the ward councillors. So the decisions like decisions are related with the park, construction of new hospitals in a city is mainly related with ward councillors. Okay. So municipal corporation has a role to keep the city clean, and the ward councillors has a role to make decisions on park and new hospitals, and they're locating them. Okay. And the city is divided into different wards, and ward councillors get elected. Okay. City is divided into wards, and ward councillors are elected. The complicated decisions that affect the entire city are taken by group of councillors who form committees to decide and debate issues. So as a rural area, in urban areas also there are a lot of conflicts and issues, problems are there. So in order to solve, not to take complicated decisions that is affecting an entire city, so the councillors have a role to make important decisions in that area. For example, if bus stands need to be improved, or a crowded marketplace needs to have its garbage cleared more regularly, or there is a narrow drain that cuts through the city that needs cleaning, etc. So these councillors who form committees to decide and debate issues in urban areas. Okay. For example, if a bus stand has to be improved, or in other case a crowded marketplace needs to have its garbage cleaned, okay, in that cases the ward councillors has to take decisions based by attending certain meetings. And also the committees are responsible for taking the issues of water, garbage collection, street lighting, etc. When the problems are within a ward, then the people who live in the ward can contact their councillors. Okay. So we said that the city areas are subdivided into wards, and the people are lived in particular wards can go to councillors and present their problems. For example, if there are dangerous electrical wires hanging down, then the local councillor can help them get in touch with the electricity authority. Okay. So the councillor has municipal councillors has best role in resolving these types of problems, while the councillors committees and the councillors decide on issues. The commissioner and the administrative staff implement these. So we know. So first of all, based on the particular issue, first the councillors committees are there. So the committees are formed by the councillors, and then in these committees there are decisions are made on particular issues, and then the commissioner and administrative staffs are implementing solutions for these problems. So it is saying that the councillors are elected by the people, and the commissioner and administrative staffs are appointed by authorities. Okay. So we have said that from these committees also the decisions are made. How are these decisions are made? So it is given in detail. So it is given that all of the ward councillors meet and they make a budget and the money is spent according to this. So we know that for all issues there should be a fund for resolving a particular problem, so that the ward councillors making decisions and ideas based on a budget, and the money is spent according to this. The ward councillors try and ensure that the particular demand of their wards are placed before the entire council. These decisions are then implemented by the administrative staff. Okay, at first all the ward councils are meeting, then they make a budget and the money is spent according to this. Okay, then the ward councillors ensure that particular demands of the wards are placed before the entire council, and then these decisions are then implemented by the administrative staff. Then how does the municipal corporation get its money? How does the municipal corporation get its money? So the answer is here. Providing and running so many services requires a lot of money. The municipal corporation collects this in different ways. A tax is a sum of money that people pay to the government for the services the government provides. So we know for solving all these types of issues, a lot of money is needed. So municipal corporation collects this money from different ways. The one way is through tax collection. The people who own homes have to pay a property tax as well as taxes for water and other services. The larger the house, the more the tax. We know. We all have to pay taxes for our land properties. So bigger the houses, the taxes also become bigger. Property taxes, however, form only 25 to 30% of the money that a municipal corporation earns. So in the form of tax collection, that is 25 to 30% of money is reaching in the hands of municipal corporation. There are also taxes for education and other amenities also. So we have discussed about the taxes of land or properties like that, but there are other taxes also is there, that is taxes for education and other amenities. If you own a hotel or shop, then you have to pay a tax for this as well. Okay. Also, the next time you go see a movie, look carefully at your ticket because you pay tax for this as well. So if we are going to a movie, then you have to look at the tickets that you have, because in that tickets that it is saying that a certain amount of tax you have been paid for this ticket also. Thus, while rich people account for property taxes, a much wider population pays more general taxes. So there are property taxes and general taxes are there. The major property taxes are mostly paid by the rich people, and the general taxes are there by the local people. So next it is saying that there are a lot of works are there in urban areas. We know in village areas there are agricultural works, fishermen works are there, and local daily wage works are there. But in urban areas also various works are there in which the people are engaged with. The work in the city is divided into different departments. So there is the water department, garbage collection department, a department to look after gardens, and to look after roads. And So in most of the urban areas, we know there are a lot of garbage issues are there all over the state. The garbages are scattering in an amorphous or irregular or filthy manner. Earlier, even our neighborhood used to have garbage lying all over, and if this remains uncollected, it attracts dogs, rats, and flies. So, if there is a major population in a particular area, then it will attract dogs, cats, like animals. Also, people get ill from the smell. So, major types of contagious diseases as well emerged as part of these diseases. And as related with garbage collection, we know there is a term recycling. The recycling is not a new thing. People like the man in people in the recycling areas collect paper, metal, glass, and plastics for a long time, and so and also we can sell our old notebooks and also other metal, glass, plastic items to such peoples, so that it can be recycled again. So the major pollution can be resolved. So a kind of community protest. So here a term is given here, what is known as a subcontracting. Subcontracting. So in recent times, in order to save money, the commissioners of several municipalities across the country had hired private contractors to collect and process garbage. So, in order to save money, the commissioners of several municipalities across the country had hired private contractors to collect and process garbage. This is called subcontracting. This means that the work that was earlier being done by the government workers is now being done by the private company. These contract workers get paid less and their jobs are temporary. Collecting garbage is also quite a dangerous job, you know. This is a dangerous job, and often these contract workers do not have any access to safety measures and are not taken care of it. They are injured while working. You know, in recently there are some of the news reported that in the drainage areas, the people who collect the drainage, that is the collecting garbage from the drainage and cleaning the drainage are passed away or get hazardously injured, so that these types of work is very dangerous. So ensuring safety for these working people is very important. So we know it is the informal sector jobs. So security is very less. So but the fact is that we have to ensure security for them. And in this in a column, issue of Surat and a plague of Surat is given. So I will just read for you. The city of Surat had a plague scare in 1994. So there was a plague scare in 1994 in Surat. Surat was one of the dirtiest cities in India. Houses, hotels, restaurants would dump their garbage into the nearest drain or street, which made it very difficult for sweepers to collect and transfer the garbage into selected dumps. In addition to this, the municipal corporation did not collect the garbage as often as it should have, and this led to the situation getting worse. So it is saying that there was a major plague scare in 1994, and Surat was considered as the most dirtiest cities in India, and the major houses, hotels, and restaurants who that dump their garbages in nearest drains and street, so that the garbage collector garbage collector who got many diseases, and also the municipal corporation did not collect the garbage also. Okay, so that the situation getting worse. We know the plague is spreading through air, and the people who have the disease have to be isolated. And in Surat, the several people lost their lives due to plague, and over 3 lakh deserted the city. The scare of the plague ensured that the municipal corporation completely cleaned up the city. Surat continued to remain one of the cleanest cities in India. So after the plague emergence, the municipal corporation then took suitable steps, so that after that the Surat became the cleanest city in India. So that is a positive good thing. Then that's all. Okay. Finally, that's all about our chapter. Okay, urban administration. So friends, here some of the questions are given for you. So I will discuss with you. What is the role of municipal corporation making the city clean? Okay, and several other questions are also here, and some of the pictures you can see the local peoples who are collecting the garbages, and then in the next picture you can see it is becoming an formal job, so the city become clean as so. So I think you have got an all round idea about this chapter. So have a nice day, friends. Keep listening and enjoying these videos, and keep supporting me. Support me also. Please share my video, and also give me a like, and also comment your questions regarding with these chapters. So see you.